Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to share with all of you, so let's go ahead and get right into it, I suppose. Out of the two older 486 computers, I wanted to make at least one that is functional. So here I'm taking apart the first machine. This is the one that had the little megahertz display on it, and just setting all the parts aside so I can access the motherboard. I wanted to remove the batteries on both of these boards because unfortunately they have leaked, and it's obviously the best idea to remove them as soon as you can. So we'll take these two machines apart and take the batteries off, and then we will put together a hopefully working machine. Of course, even the working motherboard had some battery leaking issues. As you can see here, I've been slowly cleaning it up with some vinegar, as that's what I heard online. Works good for that. The other one, I decided to take the battery off as well. This one is the one that I couldn't get to boot or anything, but it's in not too bad of shape. I cleaned up what I could here with the vinegar as well, but it doesn't look like anything got down here and destroyed too much, but I'm not sure. So I guess we'll go from here. I'm hoping that'll be better. Not sure what's going on. After cleaning this board that didn't do anything, it still doesn't do anything. This board here, the 486 one, does work. It does still boot up with it, so I don't know, I thought maybe removing the battery would do something, but I guess not. Nothing with the Hercules either. After setting the date and time, we are here, so that's good. Now I suppose I'll just start piecing it back into the case. So I'm gonna build it in this case. I love the green, little green neon, and the megahertz display, and the handle's nice too that they put on there. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit. We have a little bit of corrosion here from the battery when it decided to go. But other than that, the motherboard's already mounted on its little bracket here with little plastic standoffs. And we'll go from there. I've been sitting here for a while just fiddling around with the megahertz display and trying to figure out what in the world this one black wire is. Well, obviously it goes to the back of it here, and that's really about it. It grabs power from one of the Molex connectors, and then that powers the turbo LED. Now the switch was stuck, so I took the cover off and it works fine, but I looked at these pins here for the turbo LED, it says, and just kind of poked at them until I found one that when the switch is pushed does the job. Okay, so now I need to set this display to its correct numbers. Well, it's all put together, so let's go ahead and see what we got. We got the mouse card, the Hercules card. We got some type of, well, that's a sound blaster with its CD drive. We have an Ethernet card and the controller card for all the drives and whatnot. So, on the front, of course, we have the turbo button missing. I have that out because I think the button is a little too big in diameter and it gets stuck in. So I'm going to fix that because the switch itself is fine. And I messed around with the display. I actually reversed engineered it and figured out how all the little pins on the back work. So got that display working. let's go ahead and turn it on. Boy, that fan on this power supply is so much quieter than this big thing I was using. Let's try the turbo button. I just put some random numbers on there. Nice. It's probably going to say that the date and everything's bad, and that's because we took out the battery naturally. Oh, remembered stuff. Maybe. Anyway, here we are. Okay, so now just need to get the hard drive in and edit the BIOS or something, and we'll go from there. But for the moment, it seems to be working. Computers. There's definitely been a lot of computers in these videos recently, from the old ones to the Pentium 3s here, and of course we'll touch on all of these today. But of course there's new computers as well. Of course we still have the old M1 Mac Mini. That's not even old at all. It's just the fact that there's a newer one out. But the new monitor here that we unboxed in the last video. But of course we cannot stop there. There's so many new things. What did we get next? Well, this is the newest addition to the computer collection. Now, I've had a 15-inch i9 2019 MacBook Pro ever since that thing came out. It was the very last, I believe, of the butterfly keyboard era, you know, the ones that weren't so good. The reason I picked up the i9 and the 15-inch and all that stuff is I wanted a dedicated graphics card in the machine, and I also thought I wanted something that would be very future-proof, you know, would go a long ways. Now, being 2019, there wasn't much information about the fact that Apple was going to make their own silicon Macintoshes. So, you know, I wanted something that would definitely last as many years as the machine it was replacing, the early 2011 13-inch MacBook Pro that I saved up for all the way back in high school. I still have that thing. I don't use it anymore, but definitely a very first Mac for my collection. Anyway, I have the 15-inch 2019 one. Used it for a long time, but then I got the Mac Mini, the M1, the first Apple Silicon Mac. And boy, is that thing powerful compared to the i9 with the graphics card in it. It's amazing how much more powerful it is. And it has 8 gigs of RAM. The 2019 15-inch has 16 gigs, and it's still amazing. So, while I tried to future-proof a 2019 version, it's not that future-proof anymore now that Apple has come out with their own silicon. So, that's what's in that bag there. So let's take a look. While the 15-inch was great for the time because of that dedicated GPU, I really miss the form factor of the 13-inch. So we're going down an inch at least to a 14-inch MacBook Pro. So let's get it out of the bag here. And there it is. I'm staying with the aluminum silver finish. I really like the look of it. It just goes so well with all the other Apple silver aluminum finishes. So I'm sticking with that. And this is the one step up from the baseline 14-inch. This is the 14-inch M2 Pro. I decided to go with a Pro instead of a Max just because I just didn't feel like I needed that extra power right now. And the amazing power of the Apple Silicon chips at the moment, it's still way more powerful than the i9 here. So this is going to work absolutely fine for my needs. But as I was saying, this is the M2 Pro 12-core, 19 GPU core version with 16 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. That extra storage is fantastic because the baseline for the i9 at the time was 512 gigs. So it'll be nice to have that extra onboard storage, even though that I do everything on one of these SSDs here. These are fantastic. I can move it from computer to computer depending on what I'm working on. And of course it'll work here absolutely fine too. So there is the new portable machine. Of course, we need to do an unboxing. Now, I used to do dedicated videos for these kinds of things, but now about everybody in the universe does them, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to do one here for all of you because it's still exciting. So, here's the front of the package. Of course, we could see the MacBook Pro. Got branding here on either side and an Apple logo on the back. We can see the specifications of this particular machine that we've gone over. So, they've obviously gotten rid of the plastic that used to encase the whole package. At least that's how the 15-inch came back in 2019. And now we just have these tabs here. So I suppose we will do that. Flip it over. Here we go. Boy. That is some thick box going on there. I'm sure for protection naturally, but yeah. Okay, we got our tab here. Oh, I love that new design. Okay, let's set that aside for a second. Here's our MagSafe. Oh, this is going to be so awesome to have MagSafe back. The 15-inch 2019 version was all USB-C. There was no MagSafe anymore. This is MagSafe 3, I believe, and they just keep making it thinner. Of course, if you get the darker colored version, what, space gray or whatever it is, now supposedly they have a colored matched adapter here. Oh, also, like, look, it's braided. That's so cool. You know, all the older ones are that rubber or something. We'll take that out eventually here. And let's see what's in our packet. Oh, there's the power brick. What did we get? We have 96 watts, if I could look correctly. I believe the other one for the 15-inch is 87 watts or something. I'm sure I could still use it with this, but definitely more powerful and definitely has some weight to it. We'll unbox that here in a second, but I want to get to some documentation. Is this literally just, ooh. They gave us some Black Apple stickers, even though we got the silver version. That's totally fine. Nothing wrong there. Are we doing it backwards? Of course we are. Yes. It's a Macintosh. Yeah, there's our Apple stickers. That's pretty cool. Some black ones, even though we got the silver version. I think for a while they were doing it depending on, you know, whatever color. Yeah, I think the back half of this is literally just a thick piece of cardboard to make it feel like you got a little bit more when you really just got a whole lot of nothing. Because, you know, back in the day they'd give you discs and everything, but that's definitely not what's in there. It's just a spacer or something. Okay, so naturally, we'll need this power adapter, so let's go ahead and open that up. Obviously, they're using some type of, like, it feels kind of wax papery. It's not really plastic, everything they're using here, and they want to be more sustainable, you know, and all that kind of good stuff. So, definitely the same size as the 87 watt one. Looks like you have a white plug in here now. I think the other one was silver. It definitely has some weight to it. And I'm crazy, so we're going to keep this. Because for whatever reason, that satisfies me. So we're going to put that back in there. And of course, we'll go back to our power cord here. The engineering department really put a lot of time into this one. Isn't it just amazing? Like, there's engineers out there that engineer packaging. And yeah, I don't think that's ever going away. So if you do that, shout out to you, engineering packaging, because this is pretty cool. Boy, they even got one here in the middle. Look at that. The presentation of it too, you know. I also like that the cord's replaceable from the power adapter. So if something happens to it, you can replace this wire. You know, the old MagSafes, it was attached to it. So that's kind of nice. Ooh, okay. we'll take care of that in a bit. Let's just set that aside for right now because we need to get back to the star of the show. The MacBook with the circle in the middle. Do you see the circle? That must be in this cover. You can kind of feel, yeah, interesting. There's the bottom. Okay. Yeah, definitely not as plastic. Oh, there's the MacBook Pro. Yeah, I think it's engraved. Okay, enough of that. Let's do it. Oops, I bumped the camera. There's MacBook Pro upside down. We have our vents. This is nice. Having ports again, an SD card slot, amazing. And we have HDMI. There's our MagSafe and more USB-C. Headphone jack, naturally, it's still here. The Apple logo. I feel like they've made it darker so that stands out a bit more compared to the silver finish on the 15-inch version. Boy, my hands are putting out all the moisture today, apparently. So let's do a quick comparison here of the 15-inch and the 14-inch. Yeah, so here we got like a mirrored Apple logo, and this one's kind of mirrored too, but it's darker. Where this one's also smaller too, but it's very mirrored, as you can see. Okay, enough of that. Let's open it up. It's probably going to turn on. Yep. Oh boy, do I like that keyboard. Hello indeed. Okay, well, I'm not going to bore you with setting all this up. There's about 1 million videos online that show you how to do that, just like there's 1 million videos that did this unboxing. But I did the unboxing, so that's what makes it different. Anyway, let's see what we get into next. After spending some time setting up the new computer, it is awesome. There's no other way to put it. It's amazing. And I got everything moved that I want from here to here, basically just my music library. If there's anything on here that I still want, I'll just occasionally go and get it, because everything I really need is on the SSD here. So we're all set up. What a beautiful screen and a wonderful experience. So that's all done. What else do we have here? Well, we got these machines here. Obviously that one didn't have a hard drive last we spoke, so we went ahead and fixed that. Picked up these hard drives here at the REPC place. They're just 10 gigabytes, but they were $5 a piece, so I thought, you know, why not? It's an appropriate size for these older machines anyway, so that will serve its purpose. I think this one though said it came with a bigger hard drive. Didn't, a 30 gig hard drive, yeah. Well, 10 gigs is all it's gonna get, and that's fine. Because I plan on using that one at work to run some really old software we have. So that'll work perfect for it, really, because it's a hard time running newer software, or I'm sorry, the older software on like Windows 10 and 11 and whatnot. So an old Windows 98 machine like this running some software for like Windows 95, pretty good. Okay, so that's the 2 hard drives here. But while I was there, of course, I had to pick up some other things. I picked up these speakers here, brand new in box. They were on sale. They had them listed for $12, but apparently that tag was on sale, so I got these for like $1.80. And they're brand new. Some of these, you know, older, ugly looking speakers. But you know what? They match the color and everything of these, so at least we'll have some type of audio while messing around with them. It looks like it has a built-in amp in the speaker itself, one of them. So you just plug it in there. That's kind of nice. You don't have a little brick hanging around. Picked this up. They had 2 of these, like a complete set of accessories from someone's old iMac. Underneath here is a Magic Mouse, if I can even get it out. Anyway, there's a Magic Mouse underneath there. And then here we have some reinstallation discs with the Apple sticker still in there, and a, you know, the quick start guide and all that. Now this set of discs and everything would have came with a late 2009 iMac, which is exactly the same version that I have. So all of this matches it perfectly. So it's nice to have some original discs and a nicer keyboard and stuff that actually has the battery holder in the end. These I picked up at Goodwill. Always need something for a video. $3, a little steep, but these are pretty cool. These are dimmable Earthlight versions. So I thought I had a dimmable version of these, but I don't, so that'll be a nice video to make. A random picture here. I picked this up because I thought it looked cool. It looks like, you know, mercury vapor uplights and fountains or something. I don't know if they ever made such a thing, but it's a very nice mercury vapor green. It says here, The Time Life Building in New York by whoever D. Hall is. And I just like the color, the mercury vapor color of the lights in the fountain. I think that's pretty cool. There's no date on it, so I'm not sure when this was taken. Maybe if the picture comes out of its little thing here, because there's no frame, maybe there's a date on the back of it, but there's no date to go with it. So we'll just set that over here for now, I suppose. And let's see what else we have. I don't remember if I ever shared this in one of the vlogs, so I apologize if I already have. But this has been sitting here for a while. This is a Hunter Mayfair ceiling fan. As you can see at the Restore, it was originally $50, but they had the orange tags on clearance for 75% off. So I believe I got it for like $12.50 or something. But the interesting thing about it is that it looks like someone got it at a Kmart back in the day. I didn't know that Kmart sold Hunter brand items. I thought they had kind of like an in-house thing, but maybe way back in the day they did. So I haven't decided where I want to put this thing. It has the, what, antique brass finish, I do believe, or something. So a pretty cool fan. It matches, not this one. Oh, this one over here. It matches the same finish as this Hunter original. The REPC place has had these bulbs sitting for a while, so I decided to finally pick them up. There's some Abco 25 watt G40 globe bulbs. I absolutely love these things for accent lighting. So there's 7 of them here, 6 in their original box. I think the best part is this Abco logo on the outside. Definitely going to save that because this box is falling apart, but wonderful bulbs. Definitely will be a video of them coming soon. Moving on, we have a pretty cool find here from the Value Village of all places. Picked this thing up for $10, and it is incredibly heavy. Definitely has an older cord here, older rubber cord. It's definitely got some use on it and is quite dirty, but look at these hinges for mounting the thing. There's nothing on this side, so let's tip it over. And we will find it's a single lamp fluorescent fixture made by Lighting Equipment Company. I have no idea what its intended use is, if I can talk today, other than just general lighting. I don't know if it had a special use case because it's really well made. The other thing that confuses me is this thing is really heavy. And I'm wondering if there's 2 ballasts in this thing. 1, 2. Maybe there's just one in the middle, and these screws are to hold the cover on. That's my other guess. But other than that, this thing is incredibly heavy. I have no idea if it's preheat or not because there's no starter on the outside, so it might be a really early rapid start. But I think what we're going to do is take these screws off and assume that that will gain us access to the inside. And here's the inside. So we definitely have some cloth electrical tape here and some early rubber wires. Coming on over, we have this little guy here. I'm sure that was originally intended for that hole there. And here's the ballast. Boy, look at this thing. Jefferson Electric Company, Bellwood, Illinois, made in USA. Rapid start ballast. Very early. I don't know if that 60 means 1960. Not entirely sure if that's the date or not. So we'll take it off and look at the other side. But we work our way on down here. We have our red wires. Seem to be in pretty decent condition still. And there's a bunch of junk in here. Some pine needles. So, there's the ends. I'm going to unbolt the ballast and we can see if there's a date on the other side. And there's nothing on the back, so that 60 must be our date code. Before we get too far in cleaning this fixture up, I want to test it out. So let's get a bulb and do that. Here we go. It comes right to life. Boy, and that's a quiet ballast too. Wow, is that quiet. Now this bulb was just in use over in another fixture. It was the easiest one to grab. It's a full wattage F40 T12. Since it's an older ballast, I don't want to use the energy saving bulbs on it. It might ruin it. Very cool. Okay, so let's proceed in cleaning it up. So we got it all cleaned up. And of course we had to add a switch. That's incredibly important. So we got a switch in there now. All cleaned up. There's the stickers. Of course the sides. I just left them all beat up the way that they were, because I mean that's part of its history. I did add a grounded cord that is attached to the connector of the ballast here, or this screw. So it is properly grounded now, being such an old ballast. I definitely wanted that. And, well, let's go ahead and plug it in here and see what we get. Nothing yet, so we need to do the switch. Here we go. Boy, is that quiet. As you can see, the switch will hang just fine, won't even touch the bulb. Very cool. And now it's in its new home. Pretty cool. Took a little bit to find a bulb that would work. I ended up having to use the bulb that I was using to test it and putting a different one in the other fixture. Maybe because this one's warmed up and it's just so cold out here. Anyway, we got it up. Very nice addition to all the other fixtures. Nothing's complete without a nice old pull chain. As always, I really do hope you enjoyed these videos. I appreciate you watching and interacting. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time.